Yo guys, what is up? It's Teach here, coming at you again with another video over on Ark Survival Ascended, and I'm going to show you in this video two different ways to trap Giganotosaurus, or whatever you want to call them, by yourself, and it's really easy. It doesn't require any resources, and you can get it all back as soon as it's all over. So I'm going to show you that right now. If you don't mind, smash that like button, leave a comment below for the algorithm, and then consider subbing to the channel. I'm getting close to 100k, and it's been my dream all along. So you can see both of these guys are stuck in insanely easy traps. One trap is totally built out of pillars. The other trap is totally built out of just billboards. Both of them work just fine. There is one key difference between the two that'll kind of like depend on what you want to do with it, though. It's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to build both of these. So let's go ahead and destroy all wild dinos here. You can kind of see what the structure looks like, right? So this one specifically, the more pillars you can throw into a trap for these guys, the better off you are for literally locking a Giganotosaurus in place. You can see that this one, you don't have to build it like this. You technically only need a total of 12 pillars. And this one over here is the other one that can be very difficult to get a Giga in, but it's one of the most tried and true methods from the past, and it works just fine to this day. The only issue with this specific trap, however, is you have to aggro the Giganotosaurus into the trap and then place things down, whereas in the other one, you kind of got to just get him in the general region and he's good. All right, so in order to use the bear trap method, we've obviously got to place down a bear trap. The next thing that we're going to do is actually a little bit more interesting, right? So you're going to go a little bit off of one side. You're going to take one of these, right? And you want to leave quite a bit of space in the middle for your, when you're actually trying to get this thing. See how I've kind of like left a big open space right there? Because if in this game, the AI will detect it based on like a line of sight, basically. If they still have a line of sight on you, he will follow you straight on into this trap. And you're going to need a total of 4 billboards, right? So we're going to go ahead and spawn in a wild Giganotosaurus. You can see him right over here. He's going to get pissed off at me. I'm going to stand right here. Obviously, I'm probably going to do this on an Argentavis or a Pteranodon, but you want to keep their attention as close as you can getting inside of this trap, because then they're literally just going to get stuck like this. And then once they get stuck like that, they can't bite backwards anymore. They actually fixed that. And you're just going to place down 2 billboards. Now, again, this is not my favorite method because it's very dangerous, and you have to get kind of really close in order to make it work and hope that the best happens, right? Now, again, there are benefits. It's super cheap to have 4 metal billboards. They almost always get stuck, but with the AI creature pathing, I have found that sometimes they will not get stuck inside of this trap. That's why it kind of, I don't like using it as much. It's a lot less safe than the other one. So let me go and show you how to build the other one. They both work, by the way. They still both work. This one you want to be very careful with because there's a specific setup you have to go with in order to actually make it work properly. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 1 pillar, and you are going to make that pillar as tall as you can make it, okay? Once you make that pillar as tall as you can make it, you'll place down the second one. This is the exact height that a Giga cannot get over the top of. So we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2 on that side, 1, 2 on this side. It's very similar to traps that I've made in the past. I like this one a lot more than the other one because it tends to be a little safer. And then we're going to plop that guy down. Now, you have to wait about 10 seconds for the actual bear trap to work, so just be aware of that. And then you're just going to do the exact same thing we did over there, but you saw how he kind of like got nervous almost around the edge of that trap. They don't see this as something that will get them stuck, so you can literally just run underneath and aggro them. Again, I would probably use a Pteranodon or an Argentavis and go right over the top with holding K mode so I can see backwards. And that's all you're going to do. This one is much easier and much safer in my opinion, but it works pretty much the same. So you get their attention, right? I'm probably on an Argentavis or I'm probably on a Pteranodon. You want them to get close enough to think they can bite you, and then you're literally just going to bring him into the trap until you hear the door sound. You can see that he's inside of this trap. Because the trap is a little bit wider, it's going to continue to try and move around in the trap, and it's going to see you eventually, and it's going to rotate towards you. See how he's rotating towards me? It's almost like a little catching arm, right? So as soon as that catching arm, he's just going to continue to get stuck. And then you wait for that right there. That noise, as soon as that happens, you just start slapping down some pillars. And as soon as you get that, he's stuck. That's it. He cannot get out of that. That height that I just showed you over there is the perfect height. 1 fully extended pillar. In order to do that, again, you're just going to hold all the way up, and then another one. The only thing you want to be careful with this one is make sure the terrain is not too up and down, because it will, like the Giganotosaurus will kind of choose to try and step over the top if there's a really high side to it. But that's it. These are the two methods that you can still use in order to trap a Giganotosaurus. Super easy. And then, again, I'm just going to destroy all wild dinos. At the end of this, you can always just pick it up, or if it didn't work, pick it up. You're done. Problem solved. This one's a little bit longer, but you get the point. So hopefully this helped you out. And other than that, teach.